Hey y'all, what's up? Good morning. It's March the 13th, 2015, and I wanted to share a story with y'all today. Not too many. I'm not gonna cover any news topics, but I wanted to share something with y'all today. All right, real quick. Let me pull your coat about something. All right. As you might already know, I mentioned in a previous video, a couple of previous videos, I've been running to work maybe around 6 out of 7 days out of the week. And I run with the flag, and you know what? It inspires people, it brightens people's days, it makes people think introspectively. And that's what I do. I like to do it. I love America. Um, I also work at a Chinese food restaurant. Like many people in America, I have a job and responsibilities. Now, I I'm kind of lazy in certain ways, in certain ways I kind of I don't know. In lots of ways I take shortcut. I realize while carrying this flag around everywhere you go, once you start carrying around a flag everywhere you go, you start to realize there's easier ways to do things. There's ways that you like to do things that just help you to manage the fact that you're walking around with a flag all the time. I realize that after work that I don't want to really be messing with the flag, or sometimes I gotta put the flag away and then bring it back out. And so, really, I don't like to take it off the flagpole because that in itself is kind of tedious and is a hassle. If you were to have to take it off the flagpole, put it back on the flagpole, and take it off the flagpole and put it back on the flagpole multiple times a day, you start to realize nuts to this. I don't want to take it off the flagpole. So what I did, just not wanting to have to take it off the flagpole all the time, is I left it on the flagpole like it is right here in my backpack. You might see it behind me. All right. Now, truthfully, I did this because I was too lazy to take off the flag off the flagpole multiple times a day, every day. But what I came to notice is when I walked around, say with the flag in my backpack, I go to the store or any kind of store in this general area, the cashier or whoever else is going to recognize me, and they're going to ask 9 times out of 10, they're going to say, "Hey, are you that guy? Are you that guy that I see out there running with the flag out there?" To which I say, most likely, yes. Yes, I am, because I haven't really seen many others lately. I've seen others, but not lately. So, yes, that's probably me. And usually, then we'll have a couple words to say about America and how we love it and how it's good. And we share that with each other. So, I started to realize that the flag sticking up out of my backpack was actually a pretty good idea, even though I did it kind of on accident. So I continue to do it. And I would say 95% of the people, 98 maybe percent of the people who see me walking around with my backpack for miles everywhere I go, most of the time I'm traveling on foot. What up, dog? 95 to 98% of the people who see me have very loving things to say. Have Tell me how I inspire them. Tell me how um, that they appreciate what I'm doing. How they think I'm awesome. And it's not even about me, it's about the flag. We both acknowledge that. We both acknowledge that it is about the flag. It's not about us. All right? But there's that small percentage of people Because let me tell you, when you carry around a flag, you're gonna notice. You're gonna start noticing people. You're gonna start separating people. Just because some people are gonna look at you sour or pretend like they don't see you, and others will go out of their way to tell you thank you. I appreciate what you're doing. But a small percentage of the people who do look sour at you will actually come up and say something to you. Say something ridiculous. All right? A very small percentage. So last night, as it turns out, I decided to walk home. I took an extra shift at the restaurant, so I got out late. People, multiple people had offered me rides home. I said, I gotta go to the store. I got responsibilities. Stuck, stuck the flag in my backpack. Said I'm gonna mob out. Go to the store. After a long days of work, I mean, doing what I do every day, pretty much running to work with the flag. I mean, you honestly don't have to thank me. I like doing it. And then working all day, and then coming and having to walk to my mom's house. And this guy came up to me, and I was at the checkout line at the store with my little things that I needed. And he came up to me, and I almost didn't hear him at first. He said something like, blah blah blah. You shouldn't be doing it like that or whatever. To which I turned to him, realized that he was talking to me, and I said, uh, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're referring to. And by this time, I saw that he was kind of gesturing to the flag, but I wanted him to kind of like elaborate, elaborate on what it is he was trying to say to me. And then he said to me, there's a lot of people or whatever who have served, and he had like a cap on. It said something about the military. So there's a lot of people out there that serve that probably want to appreciate how you got the flag right there. And mind you, the flag kind of looked like this, right? What I'm looking at right now. And admittedly, sometimes I walk for miles, all right? And I do lots of different things. So there will be times that you might catch my backpack drooping open just a little bit. For that, I apologize if I'm offending you. That my backpack's drooping open a little bit, but I go lots of places. I do lots of things. So a backpack can droop open a little bit. And so he made reference to, he said, you got the flag all smushed up in your backpack. And you know, people wouldn't have, they don't seem to appreciate it. First of all, 95 to 98% of the people who do pass by me when the flag looks exactly like that in my backpack, they do appreciate it. So, I'm sorry about your little small percentage of people who don't appreciate it and are worried that it's all smushed up in my backpack. First of all, and I told him, he at the end of what he was saying to me, I said, well, the thing is, this flag is attached to a big flagpole, so I'm sorry. And then I went ahead and I checked out my groceries. I don't really feel like explaining to this guy because honestly, like, I recognize that at this point, it's not worth explaining to this guy. Uh, just how many stories that I have of people expressing to me how much they appreciate this flag, and even when it looks like that in my backpack. Uh, I don't want to have to explain to this guy that once again, your chief executive is a homosexual and a pathological liar, and you're worried about how my flag looks in my backpack, even though I carry a flag everywhere I go every day. Isn't that something? I mean, do you want to talk about something that's really important? The vice president being a pedophile? I mean, oh, what about that? Is there some sort of code for that? Anyways, I was coming on to tell this story. I was thinking about it last night. I was like, I'm gonna wake up this morning and tell this story. But even before I came out to tell this story, I was back up on the internet. So I saw MSN.com, and they popped up an article about apparently, and I guess a number of people have done this, to where they take their newborn baby. All right, you know I'm a fan of babies. All right, so they take their newborn babies and they hold them up, kind of like in a blanket or like one of those what's those things that you hang from trees and you lie on. They kind of like hold them up in the flag, newborn baby. Veterans like in uniform have babies, hold them up in American flags. All right, I can't hardly describe anything more beautiful than that. All right, and some people have gone out of their way to be vocal and say that they're offended by this because it doesn't follow some sort of state mandated or federally mandated flag code. All right, I mean, like, wow. All right, what could we use this flag for? I mean, honestly, we have to follow some sort of federal code. Our chief executive is a homosexual pathological liar, takes shits on the flag every single day, and we're supposed to follow some sort of code, and people are getting offended by that. Let me break something down to the people. First of all, hardly to the people who are offended because there's no reaching you. All right, the let me explain something very simple. Babies in general are like the mitochondria, if you will, perhaps even the nucleus of America. The flag symbolizes babies and the strength that we have in babies, especially when we teach them how to follow Jesus. So that's what the flag symbolizes. You can put a baby in it. Nobody should be tripping about that. All right, you want something to trip about? Well, when I run past Bank of America, you know what I see? It's a symbol. Next time you want to go past Bank of America, check out the symbol. It's a mockery of the American flag. Did you notice that? It's a complete joke, mockery, like insult to the American flag. Because you know why? Bank of America is not a federal run agency. It's called Bank of America. That's a mockery of America, and so is their symbol. And it's funny to them. They laugh at you about it. And when they do uh, raise flags or whatever, they take every opportunity to put it at half mast to try to prove to everybody that we're cowards. They always be putting it at half mast, and they have a mockery as you know what I'm saying? They're not a federal run agency to begin with, and you know who isn't? Else who isn't? The Federal Reserve. Crazy enough, the Federal Reserve isn't federal. These type of things should be concerning you more than whether or not my flag is smushed up in my backpack. So I got to get ready to go to work. I'm going to get my stuff together. I'm going to take this flag. I'm going to put it in the dryer like I do pretty much every morning. Put it on tumble dry with no heat. It's going to take the wrinkles out that I incurred while I put the flag in my backpack. Something that, like I said, I do basically every day, the little tumble dry thing for all y'all worried about the wrinkles. Anyways, God bless America. God bless all the people who I'm really talking to. Anyways, um, and I'm gonna have to check y'all later. I'm about to reach 15 minutes.